मित्रों नमस्कार. Welcome to your favorite YouTube channel Dr. Pawan Jaiswal. Today I am going to discuss with you a burning topic, that is Benami transaction. Benami Act, Benami properties. As you know, from 1st November 2016, Benami properties, Prevention of Benami Property Act is now in force by the concerned department. Let us understand the peculiarities of Benami properties. Three things are very important to know about Benami property. Number one is itself Benami property. Number two, a person who holds the Benami property is known as Benami Dar. And third thing is the property in whose name the person in whose name the property lies is known as beneficiaries. Number 4, what are the properties or kind of properties not falling down under Benami Property Act or Benami property definition? Number 5, when a property is treated as Benami property. Number 6, who is the adjudicating authority or who will administer this Benami Property Act? Then, is there any appeal? Is there any appeal process? Is there any process to make appeal towards decision passed by the administrators of the Benami property or adjudication authority of the Benami property? Can you go to any tribunal? Can you go to any tribunal or for seeking relief? Is there any scope to go to High Court? Let us move bit by bit. What is Benami property? You know, as per Indian Contract Act, when you buy some property, there must be some consideration. First, let us understand our idea before property. Here, property means any movable or immovable property. This act includes all movable and immovable property. Then, not only immovable or movable property, then any instrument, document, any deed, any document which is a kind of investment, any document which is a bond, share. It means the Benami Property Act covers all those properties which are movable or immovable, both in nature. Then, who is Benami Dar? A person who is the real owner of the property is known as Benami Dar. Who is the beneficial owner? A person who is taking the benefits of the Benami property is known as beneficial person. Or you can say a person who acquired the property without paying any consideration. A person who acquired the property without his knowledge, without paying any consideration. Any property becomes Benami property when the actual owner of the property pays the consideration or passes the consideration to the seller, hiding his name and getting the property transferred in the name of somebody else. A very important thing, that what are the exceptions What are the exceptional items which are prescribed by this Benami Property Act? Really, in India, by the way of relationship, by the way of obligation, by the way of will, sweet will, people acquires property in the name of their spouse, their children. Really, this is exemption. This property is exempt because a property is created by a person in the name of his spouse, jointly or severally. A property which is created with his children, jointly or severally. It is his sweet will. Hence, this property is not covered under this act. Similarly, in case of firm, company, NGO, if some property is held in the name of trustee, managing partner, director, on and on behalf of the company or firm or NGO, in that case itself, it is not covered by this act. It is not known as Benami property. It is a known property. By virtue of the act, it is must to acquire the property in the name of company, firm, NGO, or in the name of the trustee, settler, managing partner, or director. But one should prove that the consideration is passed from purchaser to vendor, which is tax paid or which is within the meaning of the Income Tax Act. Now, the question is, we have gone through Benamidar, beneficial, Benami property, then exemptions to this rule, where this rule doesn't apply. Once again there are three things. There must be property. The property must be purchased by the purchaser with the amount held by him, which is tax paid, or else which is declared to the income tax department in his name or in the name of his spouse, children, brother, sister, ascendant or descendant, as the case may be, or in case of company, director, firm, managing partner, NGO, trustee or settler. And if the Benamidar is not able to explain the source of fund, or the beneficiary is silent whenever there is inquiry held by the authorities, if he is silent about consideration which he has paid for acquisition of the property, in that case the Benamidar will be traced and will be penalized. The quantum of penalty is imprisonment from 1 year to 7 years, from 1 year up to 7 years, and the authority will calculate, by the help of valuer, will calculate the present market value of the Benami property and can impose 25% of its fair market value as a penalty on Benamidar. And during the process of inquiry of Benami property, if the Benamidar discloses something wrong, if he try to conceal something, if he try to hide something, some facts, or if he is not cooperating with the department, or if he is declaring some false, or if he is giving some false information to the adjudicating authority, in that case, imprisonment of 6 months to 5 years with a penalty of 10% of the fair market value of the Benami property shall be imposed on him. Now a question arises, who is the adjudicating authority or administrating authority of the Benami Property Act, under Benami Property Act? Friends, it is very clear that the Income Tax Department or the officers of the designated officers of the Income Tax Department are looking after this act. This act involves Income Tax Officer, Assistant Commissioner of the Income Tax, Additional Commissioner of Income Tax, and Joint Commissioner of Income Tax. Therefore, ITO, ACIT, Additional CIT, Joint CIT are the adjudicating, administrating and initiating authority under this act. Sometimes it happens that the Benamidar may be aggrieved by the order of the adjudicating authority. In this case, there is a provision of making appeal against the order of the authority. The Benamidar may proceed, or the aggrieved party may proceed to the tribunal within 45 days of the receiving of the order to the tribunal. Tribunal will decide the matter within 1 year from the date of making the application. If there is a question of law, still remains, and the aggrieved property is not happy with the order of the tribunal, he may go to the High Court for seeking relief under the Act. Whatsoever is there, now it is tough time for Benamidars. Now, if you are purchasing or acquiring the property by black money or undeclared money in favor of somebody else, that is house, flat, land, commercial property, FDRs, shares, deposits, bonds, debentures, any right, it is a time to think, it is a time to review, it is a time to make your income tax statement in a crystal clear manner. So, be ready to face the consequences if you are indulged in Benami properties. So say no to the Benami transactions, always resort on legal means of creating money, legal means of creating money through payment of taxes. And if you want to give something to the society, something to your relatives, something to your friends, gift them through gift deed, and gift the item, gift the movable or immovable property or any deed which is created by you through legal means. I hope today's videos is very much useful for you. Kindly give your opinion, your suggestion regarding this video. In coming days, I will try to give something more about Benami transactions and Benami properties. Till then, bye bye. Thank you. Namaskar मित्रों.